I've told you for some time that there's been a noticeable shift in Trump's language and approach and demeanor toward Putin. And it's been there, but this is the biggest. Just stay with me just for a few moments here. Listen to him as he says what he says here in this video about an hour ago. Just listen. You tell me what you think.
We get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very
You just heard what he said. There's been a lot of BS thrown at us by Putin if you want to know the truth. Listen.
very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
He's nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless. So Trump's not unaware. Now, what will he do with it? That's the question, but let's listen to the rest of this.
I'm looking at it, yeah, no, I'm looking. The Senate is passing and passed a very, very tough sanctions, but yeah, I'm looking at it.
Did you sign that?
It's
Okay, so again, I talked about this just a couple days ago, decoding Trump's Putin rhetoric, what the experts are missing. It's there. You can see it if you know what to look for. Go back to that video. It was just 2 days ago. Okay. Now, meanwhile, Ukraine's first deputy prime minister warns of hesitation is only assuring the expansion of war. We've hesitated and hesitated and hesitated and hesitated. She said what had the chance to be a short-term crisis now demands a long-term strategy. So they're looking at, like, how do we prepare for the long haul? But I don't know what's coming down the pike. It's really interesting. Things are evolving in quick time. Meanwhile, there seems to be some Russian black ops here that were taking place. This is a second big story. Seems Russians paid some foreigners to go to Ukraine and prance around with swastika shirts, not knowing that an act like this is punishable with 5 years in prison under Ukrainian law. Both men turned out to be foreign citizens, apparently. Yeah. So this was to drive the narrative that, see how those Ukrainian Nazis are? Yeah. Well, they're not even Ukrainian. Okay. To get an idea how important it is for Russia that it runs programs placing evidence of Nazi presence in countries they aim to destabilize, remember that even top pro-Russian oligarchs are employed to run these operations. Similar programs are run in France and Germany. Yep, the Russians have been doing all kinds of things to destabilize countries that it does not like. Okay, next big story. Germany accuses China of laser attack on EU mission aircraft in the Red Sea. So Germany has accused China of carrying out this laser attack on aircraft participating in the European Union's APSIDES mission in the Red Sea. The German Foreign Ministry stated that threats to German personnel and interference in the mission are unacceptable. Following the incident, the Chinese ambassador was summoned to the ministry. A laser attack on this? Okay, so things are just kind of spiraling all across things. And this isn't the only thing China has its hand in. Iran acquires Chinese missiles following the ceasefire with Israel. Remember, the Iranians were just bragging they only used a quarter of their missiles, which meant that they could go for about a month without being replenished. Well, the replenishment just came. Iran has received Chinese surface-to-air missiles, SAM batteries, following the recent 12-day conflict with Israel. The delivery, made after the de facto ceasefire on June 24th, is part of Tehran's effort to rebuild its air defense systems that were damaged by Israeli strikes. Reports indicate that Iran is paying for the missile systems with oil shipments, so it's just oil for the goods, further deepening its trade ties with Beijing. Again, these guys, the bad guys, it's like in a classroom. You begin the first day of school, the 4 bad kids in the class all found themselves within an hour, right? Same kind of thing here. China and Iran and Russia, North Korea, all on the same kind of page. China already imports nearly 90% of Iran's crude exports, often via transshipment routes through countries like Malaysia to bypass U.S. sanctions. While the exact number and types of missiles transfer remain unclear, Iran is believed to operate a mix of Chinese and Russian air defense systems, including the HQ-9 and Russia's S-300. These systems are considered to offer limited protection against modern Israeli aircraft, such as U.S.-made F-35. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not, but that China is selling it to them, and like these guys, it's all connected. I keep telling you it's all connected, and it's all connected. Okay, but never fear, U.S. President Special Envoy Steve Witkoff announced that negotiations between the U.S. and Iran are likely to take place next week. I don't know that anything's going to come of it. And how does this guy keep his job? Like, you haven't actually done anything successful. I mean, okay, you sprung a few prisoners, but at the cost of other prisoners. It wasn't like you got a great deal. So how's he keep his job? I'm beside myself. Now, meanwhile, the Yemeni Houthis are striking a second Greek ship in the Red Sea, Liberian flagged bulk carrier Eternity Sea. The Houthis use naval drones, RPGs, and boats to attack the vessel about 50 nautical miles off the coast, and 2 crew members were seriously injured. 2 others are missing. Now, the Houthis are tight with the Iranians and their Iranian proxies. This is Yemen's Houthis publishing a video of an attack on the Magic Seas ship in the Red Sea. This attack on July 6th, rather. The bulk carrier was attacked by sea drones, missiles, and drones. As a result, it sank in the Red Sea. Look at the explosion on that thing, right? The crew was rescued. The military organization claimed responsibility. Again, the Houthis are behind this. The reason for the attack was a violation of the ban on entry into the ports of Israel. But, I mean, they were going to attack anything just because they're going to attack because that's what they do. This is how Yemeni's Houthis sank the Magic Seas ship. It was the first ship to be sunk since the recent 12-day war between Israel and Iran. The Magic Seas was flying the Greek flag, was first attacked with automatic weapons and then grenade launchers. And yeah, so this is what's happening with the Houthis. It's just, wow. Okay. Now, I've been talking about drones a lot. I put this video out. I thought it was one of my best videos about drones and how things are changing, and nobody's really watching it. I would urge you to go back and watch this video next, please, just so you understand what's going on. Like here, this is what's just happened. Ukraine's recent radar strikes just opened a drone corridor into Crimea. Its western airspace is now exposed. It's not just a hole, it's a corridor. Drones launched from unmanned boats hit with precision. Russia couldn't stop them because they're taking out the radar that's informing the missiles where to go. And that's not the end of it. Like, just go back and watch this video to understand where we're going next and how things are evolving. Ukraine's drones production has soared 900% in a year. I didn't talk about this yesterday. 900% in a year, from 20,000 to over 200,000 UAVs per month. But think tanks say it's time to invest in quality, innovation, and long-term planning. Yeah, you got to do that too. But right now, they have to have enough drones up to stop the Russian drones and the onslaught there as well. And that includes drones that are going to be taking down Russian drones. Okay, but how can you pay for it? That's the trick. The EU is scrambling to cover Ukraine's $19 billion budget gap, according to the Financial Times. Brussels is urgently exploring ways to fill Ukraine's $19 billion budget deficit. Options on the table include bilateral grants to Kyiv, awaiting payouts from the G7's $50 billion loan scheme. Meanwhile, BlackRock has halted its search for investors for the Ukraine Recovery Fund, which was originally planned to be unveiled at this conference. So they have to be able to pay for this, but if they can pay for this, they can find the money, they can build the drones to stop the threat, and it's pretty amazing. All right, I saw this. I'm always on the lookout for a metaphor for what is actually transpiring. And here are 4 dogs who've been taught to wait for their slower sibling before starting their meal. And just imagine that this smaller sibling is President Trump trying to come around to the idea that, Putin, he keeps lying to me. Maybe we ought to do something. Well, yeah, we're waiting on it. We haven't seen it yet. But again, I'm telling you, Trump's rhetoric has significantly changed in the last couple weeks. And before that, in the last couple months, it's softened from being very, very pro-Putin to kind of now, whoa, what did he just say? He just said it. All right, you saw it with your own eyes. Thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. And thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.